Fourth.
So Adya is going to do the prayer.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Namaste, sir.
Sure. Namaste. Can you please begin?
अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुर्भगवान् बादरायणः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् इतिहासप्रदीपेन मोहावरणघातिना लोकगर्भगृहं कृत्स्नं यथा वत्सं प्रकाशितं निःश्रेण्यो ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्या कर्णकुण्डले धर्मध्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयो कृति. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, thanks a lot, Adya. Let's begin. We'll have a slightly short class today. A few quick revision questions. So, where were the Pandavas in Ajñatavasa? Which kingdom was that? What was the region called? Yes, Namit, Pavani. Yes, any one of you are
Sir, Matsya
new.
Desha.
Matsya
Matsya
Desha.
Desha.
Who was the king? Who was the king of Matsya Desha?
Virata. Virata.
Okay, what job had Yudhishthira taken up? And what was his name in Ajñatavasa?
Sir, he was a minister. Sir,
Kanaka Bhatta.
he was the Kankabhatta and Damla.
Okay, fine. What was his name?
Kankabhatta.
Okay. What was Bhima's job? What was his name?
Bhima was Ballava and his job was he was to cook.
Okay. What was Arjuna's name and what was he doing?
Brihanala and he was
Yeah, he was the dance teacher. Okay. What was Nakula's name and what was he doing? Quick.
Granthika. He was taking care of the horses.
Exactly. What was Sahadeva's name and what was he doing?
Sadeva was Kantipala who was taking care of the cows.
Fantastic. What was Draupadi doing?
She was the queen's makeup artist. So
Okay, fine. Right. So who was killed? Who was killed by Bhima?
Sir Kichaka.
Yes, excellent. Okay, now we were in a state where, okay, now all of you bring down your hands. I'll quickly narrate from here. The Kauravas were back in Hastinapura. They got the news that Kichaka and the Upakichakas have been killed. We had seen until this point, right? Kichaka and Upakichakas have been killed. And that gave them the confidence that the Virata kingdom has gotten weakened. The kingdom of Virata has gotten weakened because the strongest person on their side, on Virata's side, was Kichaka. How was Kichaka related to Virata? Fast. Who will answer? How was Kichaka related to Virata? Yes,
Virata,
Adya.
Sir, he was Virata's queen's brother.
Exactly. He was the brother-in-law of Virata, right? Yeah, fantastic. So, with Kichaka gone and the Upakichakas, the other brothers and the followers of Kichaka gone, Duryodhana, Dushasana, Karna, Kashakuni, all of them got the impression that the Virata kingdom has gotten weakened. So now it's a golden opportunity for us to go and capture Virata's kingdom. So they got that idea and they sent a person called Susharma. Susharma was the king of a particular region. Can somebody tell what kingdom was Susharma the king of? Okay, this is a difficult question. Can somebody tell? Yes, Dhatri. See, I asked all of you to go through the Virata Parva. Only one person seems to have gone. Yes, exactly.
Trigarta.
He was the king of Trigarta. Okay. So the king of Trigarta, the name of the kingdom was Trigarta. Susharma was the king. He goes and captures the cows of Virata. So the king Virata, who is very agitated, who is in great pain, my cows have been captured. He's in great pain. So he makes his son, the eldest son, he had got an older son. The second son was Uttara, who was also called Bhuminjaya. He goes with the first son along with the four Pandavas. Virata tells that the four people, Sankapata, Ballava, Grantika, and Tantipala, these four, although they have come here to teach me the game of dice, they have come here as a cook, and one of them is taking care of horses, the other is taking care of cows. They look really powerful. You can engage them in the warfare to help me. So, Virata with his older son and the four Pandavas except Bruhannada. Why does Virata not call Bruhannada? Obviously. Why does he not call her? Yes, Nitya?
Because Virata still thinks that Arjuna is a woman,
Yes,
Brihanala is a man.
excellent. Yeah, very nice. I'm so happy that all of you are able to follow the story so closely. Right? So Virata goes with the four other Pandavas. He does not know that they are Pandavas, but he takes them to the battlefield. And Susharma wounds Virata and Virata faints. But then Bhima chases behind Susharma and he defeats Susharma and rescues Virata's cows. And he also brings Virata back to consciousness. Okay. In the meantime, while this is happening, Susharma would have distracted Virata's kingdom from the south. From the north, the Kauravas, Duryodhana, Dushasana, Shakuni, Krupa, Drona, Bhishma, all these people, they come and start kidnapping cows from the north of the kingdom. So now see, Virata with the four Pandavas, he has gone away to the south, and in the north, another attack on the cows is happening. See, first of all, here, the guru of Arjuna, Drona, the previous guru of the Pandavas and the Kauravas, that is Krupa, all of them have come on support of the Kauravas to wage a war on Virata's kingdom. Right? See, the Guru should have advised appropriately. The Guru should have advised Duryodhana, Dushasana appropriately not to harass cows, isn't it? Cows are such sacred animals with very little effort. They give us so much. In the Indian tradition, Gomata, the cow is considered as the mother herself, and a cow is worshipped as Kamadhenu. Everything that a human being wants, all the basic needs of human beings, they are fulfilled by cows. So cows are referred to as Gomata or as Kamadhenu. So the teachers, Drona and Krupa, should have advised the Kauravas not to do this, but the teachers fail in advising the Kauravas, unfortunately. So towards the north, all these people start capturing cows. What do you think, Nidhi? Is it a good idea to capture cows like that and harass them? Yeah, the teacher should have advised, right? Grandfather Bhishma should also have advised.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the teacher and the grandfather have become irresponsible and encouraging the bad deeds of the Kauravas. Yes. Okay, now back in the kingdom, the second son of Virata, whose name was Bhuminjaya, who was also called Uttara Kumara, he was remaining in the kingdom. Everybody come and ask Uttara Kumara for help. They say that your father had praised you so much. Your father had said that you're equal to Arjuna in a warfare. So why don't you come and fight the war? So Uttar Kumara, I had mentioned this yesterday. Uttar Kumara says that if I get an able charioteer, if I get a good charioteer, I will be able to wage the war. I'll be able to even defeat Arjuna, or I'll be as great as Arjuna in my warfare. That is what Uttar Kumara starts boasting. Yesterday, I had even shown an image connected with that, isn't it? Right? So Uttar Kumara, in amidst all the women, he starts boasting about his capabilities. Draupadi overhears this conversation. Draupadi, who was in the disguise as Sairandri, she listens to this conversation and suggests to Uttar Kumara that the dance teacher that you have, Brahmanada, she can be a good charioteer to you. Then Uttara Kumara becomes very happy. So apparently there is one good charioteer in my kingdom. So Bruhannala, who is a dance teacher, can become a good charioteer. He gets that idea. And Sairantri, who is actually Draupadi, also advises, you can ask your sister, Uttara Kumara had a younger sister called Uttara, Uttara with a dirgha at the end, elongated syllable. That was the name of the sister, of the younger sister. So Sairandri suggests that the Princess Uttara can go and request Brahannada to become the charioteer of Uttara Kumara. So Uttara, the younger sister, requests her dance teacher Brahannada to become the charioteer. And she also requests, what is it, Nidhi? Very funny. Can dance teacher become a charioteer? Is that your question? Why didn't anybody discover this? Why is Uttarakumara so blindly agreeing for a dance teacher to become the chariot, the Sarathi? What do you think, Hamsa? What do you think, Anisha?
So he's just probably has so much trust in Siren 3 also.
Yeah, fine. What do you think, Anisha? So apparently it is looking very funny for people that a warrior will have a dancer as the charioteer, as the Sarathi. Now I ask you a question, Anisha, you please answer. When I don't ask, you want to answer. When I ask, you don't answer. So what do you what shall we do? Yeah. Okay. One of them has answered here. He's so desperate to prove himself. That is why he is okay to have any kind of charioteer. Okay, so many of you have raised Dhatri, Vidushi. Yeah.
Sir, I think that Uttara he knew that he was just boasting and he was not really good, and so he was like, okay, like it's okay if I get anyone as a charioteer when somebody is there to protect his you know
He said he wanted a capable charioteer, right?
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is a very funny situation. It also shows Uttar Kumara's carelessness. It shows the carelessness of Uttar Kumara. No real warrior would want a dancer as the charioteer. It shows the irresponsible nature of Uttar Kumara. Uttar Kumara does not know that Bruhannala is Arjuna. If he had known that Bruhannala is Arjuna, then it makes sense, right? Uttara Kumara does not even know that, but still he is asking the dance teacher to come as the charioteer. And the younger sister, Uttara, wanted, she requests her dance teacher Bruhannala, so when you go to the battlefield, my older brother Uttara Kumara will defeat all the enemies. So once they are defeated, can you bring, see, they would have fallen dead. The enemies would have fallen dead in the battlefield. Can you bring pieces of their garments to me so I can decorate my dolls? The younger sister Uttara asks. So Bruhannala says, okay, I'll be the charioteer, I'll be the Sarathi. Whatever are the garments of the enemies, I'll bring that. See, this is also very interesting. Nidhi, will you not be fascinated if you suddenly get a heap load of Chinese clothes or Japanese clothes which you have never seen? Very fascinating, right? See, probably for Virata's kingdom, which is a small kingdom, clothes from the capital city, Hastinapura is the capital city, capital of the entire Bharatavarsha. So how are the clothes in the capital city? The Uttara, this princess probably wanted to know. We are from a small place, but it would be nice to possess the costumes, the kind of clothes which are worn in the capital city, so I can use them to decorate my dolls. So that was her idea, probably. So Bruhannala also says, okay, fine. So then Bruhannala comes to Uttarakumara and Bruhannala pretends as though she does not know how to wear armor. She picks up armor and starts dancing on top of it. She pretends as though she does not know how to hold the reins of a chariot, etc. But still, Uttarakumara is okay with making Bruhannala as the charioteer. What do you think about this, Gauri? This kind of an attitude of
Out of
Uttarakumara?
his foolishness, he's also putting another person in danger.
Not just another person, the entire kingdom in danger, isn't it? Just showing off this way. And he should have gotten convinced that probably this Bruhannala is not capable at all. But still, yes, what, Hamsa? You wanted to say something?
So kind of add to Gauri's point. So even when a person is like others told, desperate, or even when he's so arrogant, when arrogant comes across a person's mind, usually they don't care about the reality of things. Then they're so desperate to prove that he's the greatest person. Even these small details will not matter to him because he might think that he's only the greatest and it's only a small thing.
Okay, very good answer. People who are arrogant, people who are proud, very good answers, Gauri and Hamsa. They ignore all these minor details. They just want to show off their capability. He had told that he wants a capable charioteer. Now this dance teacher does not even know to wear armor, etc. But still he's ready to take her. Okay, so Bruhannala becomes the charioteer and they come to the battlefield. And as soon as Uttara Kumara looks at the Kaurava army, a very huge army of the Kauravas, he starts getting scared and he says that he just showed off in front of women. Let us go back to the kingdom. He starts crying and he starts panicking from there. Then Arjuna says, let us go to the crematorium. Why does he ask Uttara to, why does he drive the chariot to crematorium? Yes, Vivan. What was in the crematorium we had seen yesterday?
At that time, all the Pandavas had kept their weapons in the crematorium in one tree.
Exactly, fantastic. What is the name of the tree?
Shami Vriksha.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, fine. So they all go, so Uttara Kumara and Bruhannala, they go to the crematorium where on the top of the Shani Vriksha, their weapons were tied like a dead body. Bruhannala asks Uttara Kumara to pick up the Gandiva from there, and Bruhannala tells that Arjuna, I know that Arjuna had left his Gandiva there, so pick it up. So Uttara Kumara is also very scared. It's a dead body. How can I go and check all that? Uttara Kumara is again scared. He's scared of so many things. And he showed off saying that he'll be able to protect the cows. Shatat strayate iti kshatriyaha. Right? I have repeatedly told this. But Uttara Kumara did not even have the capability of rescuing cows. Forget about people or fighting a battle. He was not even capable. He was scared of dead bodies. See, in a battle, naturally, so many people are going to die. If you're scared of dead bodies or if you're scared of blood, can you even be a warrior? Just think about the soldiers who guard our country, right? Day in and day out, they'll be seeing dead bodies and people dying, etc. But they'll have to withstand all that. That is one of the qualities of a Kshatriya. So now Mayank will tell us the nature of Kshatriya from the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita.
शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजम्.
Yuddhe cha, thank you, Mayank. Yuddhe chapya palayanam. Yuddhe cha apalayanam. What is the nature of a Kshatriya? A person who does not run away from the battlefield. Such a person is a Kshatriya. But here, what Uttara Kumara is doing, he's exactly doing that. He's running away from the battlefield. Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha. A Kshatriya is somebody who has got Ishvara Bhava. That means leadership qualities. He must be a good, inspiring leader. He must be able to lead wars, right? So here, of course, Uttara Kumara did not have that. Shauryam, Teja, Shaurya, that is bravery, Teja, that is brilliance. None of these qualities Uttara Kumara had. Okay. Anyway, he picks up the Gandiva and he gives it to Bruhannala. And Bruhannala, he reveals his true identity to Uttara Kumara. At that point, he says that I am Arjuna. I am Arjuna in reality. He reveals his identity. He picks up the Gandiva bow. He strings the bow and pulls the string once. Listening to the stringing of the bow and the twang of the bow string. All of you know how a bow looks like, right? Have you all played with bows and arrows? If you pull the string, it makes a sound, right? If you pull the string, it makes a sound. Arjuna's bow was so powerful that when he pulled the string, the sound of the string was heard to the Kaurava army, and immediately Drona came to know that this is Arjuna who has come back. Okay, he warns the Kauravas that Arjuna is back and he's going to fight the war. But Duryodhana says, probably it's not Arjuna. Arjuna and the other Pandavas have probably gotten killed in the forest. They must have got lost in the forest, or they must have gotten killed by wild animals in the forest. And suppose it is Arjuna. It's an advantage for Duryodhana. How is it an advantage for Duryodhana if it is Arjuna? Yes, Arush. Okay, all of you are so sharply following the story. Yeah.
If the Kauravas find out that it's Arjuna, they will be sentenced to 13 years of Vanavasa and another year.
Fantastic, excellent. Yeah, like you all said, Kauravas would then discover the true identity of the Pandavas and then they would be sent to Vanavasa and Ajnatavasa. So Duryodhana says, probably it's not Arjuna. Even if it is Arjuna, well and good. We'll send them back for 12 years to forest and 1 year of Ajnatavasa. Okay. Arjuna anyway comes to the battlefield. He fights them all. Duryodhana escapes from there. Arjuna chases off after Duryodhana. All that happens. And finally, Arjuna defeats 6 Maharathis. Maharathis are extremely capable warriors who can fight many people at a time. That way, there were many Maharathis on the side of the Kauravas. Who were the 6 Maharathis? Mayank will tell us in a few minutes. Yeah. Or do you know already, Mayank, who are the 6 Maharathis who were defeated by Arjuna?
Sir, Drona, Kripa, Bhishma,
Hmm.
Duryodhana,
Hmm.
Dushasana, I think, and then
And Karna
Ashwatthama.
and Ashwatthama.
Karna and Ashwatthama.
Left out Karna. Instead of Dushasana, it is Karna and then Ashwatthama. Can you name the 6 again?
Drona,
Hmm.
Kripa,
Hmm.
Bhishma,
Hmm.
Duryodhana,
Hmm.
Karna, Ashwatthama.
Ashwatthama. 6 of them, 6 extraordinary warriors Arjuna single-handedly defeats. And he tells Uttarakumara, don't reveal my identity to anyone, and they come back to the kingdom. Back in the kingdom, the other people, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva, and Virata, where had they gone? They had gone to the southern direction to rescue the cows which had gotten kidnapped by whom? Who had kidnapped in the southern direction? I told that in the beginning of the class today. So which king had kidnapped the cows in the southern direction? Yes, Adarsh?
Susharma of Trigarta.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm very happy that all of you are paying attention so closely. Yeah, so Sharma had kidnapped, so he gets defeated, and Virata, Yudhishthira, all of them are back to the palace. So Virata says, now that we have won the game, we have won the battle, let us celebrate this. So he calls Yudhishthira, who is still in the disguise of Kankapatta. Virata does not know their true identity. But Virata's son, Uttarakumara, has gotten to know the true identity because Arjuna revealed to him. So Virata, he asks Kankapatta to come and play a game of dice. So then Yudhishthira, who is in the disguise of Kankapatta, he advises saying that when you're super excited, when you're extremely excited, or when you're drunk, etc., you should not play the game of dice. When you're drunk, you must not play. When you're extremely happy, you must not play. When you're extremely sad, you must not play. When you're in a normal, good mood, only then you are supposed to play the game of dice. So Yudhishthira advises. But then Virata again and again insists that they want to play the game of dice. So Arjuna starts, sorry, not Arjuna, Yudhishthira starts playing with Virata. And then while playing the game of dice, the news reaches Virata that even in the northern direction, Uttara Kumara, who went with Bruhandala as the charioteer, has come victorious. Okay. So now this news Virata conveys to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is very happy, and Yudhishthira says that as long as, because Bruhandala, the dance teacher, was the Sarathi, your son Uttara Kumara won the battle. This irritates Virata a lot. What are you saying? You're saying that my son is not as capable as a dance teacher. You're saying that the dance teacher is more capable than my son. It is my son, Uttara Kumara, who won over the battle. It is my son who rescued the cows from the northern direction, from the Uttara Gograhana. It's my son who did it. It's my son who's capable. So the father is very confident of the son's excellence. But Yudhishthira keeps on saying, no, it's not because of your son, but it's because of Bruhandala, the dancer, that the enemies were defeated. So this annoys Virata a lot. Virata becomes very angry. The game of dice, the dice with which he was playing, he throws it at the face of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira's nose starts bleeding, nose and head starts bleeding, and immediately Sairandri, who was watching all this, rushes there and collects the blood in a golden pot. So that is what is shown there. So, and yeah, so she bandages the wound of Yudhishthira, and Uttara Kumara returns from the battle. And Arjuna would have told Uttara Kumara that please don't reveal my identity to your father. I'll still remain as Bruhandala for a few more days. So Uttara Kumara comes to his father and says that, yeah, we have defeated and we have gotten back the cows. And Virata says congratulations, etc. to his son. But the son says, It is not because of me, father, that we won the battle, but it is because of Bruhannala that we won the battle. Then Virata understands his mistake. King Virata understands his mistake and he asks for forgiveness from Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira also forgives. Then after 2 days, actually by after about 2-3 days, the Ajnatavasa of the Pandavas had gotten over. When Virata on the third day comes to his court, all the 5 Pandavas in their lavish, kingly, royal costumes, they were already seated in Virata's court. Virata is amazed looking at this. So you were the Pandavas actually in disguise in my kingdom. Oh my God, I did not even realize that. I thought you were a cook. I thought you were a dance teacher. I thought somebody else was a gambling teacher, etc. So he's very surprised and says that all of you, the Pandavas, 4 of you came to the south with me. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva protected the kingdom from the south. From the north, Arjuna protected. Because all the 5 of you have so nicely protected my kingdom, and also you eliminated my wicked brother-in-law, Kichaka, I am ready to do any kind of favor to you. And Virata says, in the future, Pandavas, I will be as your supporter. And my daughter Uttara Kumari, Uttara Kumara's sister Uttara Kumari, can Arjuna marry her, Uttara Kumari? So this is what Virata asks. But then Arjuna says that I have been a teacher to this girl, Uttara. I have always considered her like my daughter. So therefore, I cannot marry her. My son Abhimanyu, who is the nephew of Krishna, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he is in Dwaraka right now. My son Arjuna, who is Krishna's nephew. How is Abhimanyu Krishna's nephew? Is Abhimanyu really Krishna's nephew? If he is, how is it so?
Sir, he's actually Subhadra and Arjuna's son, and Subhadra is Krishna's sister.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Namit. Yeah. Okay, that was the right answer. So now Arjuna tells Virata that if you give your daughter in marriage to my son Abhimanyu, that means you are developing relationship with both the Pandava kingdom and also with Vasudeva, that is Sri Krishna. With both the Yadavas and the Pandavas, you will be developing a relationship, isn't it? So Abhimanyu is the nephew of Krishna and the son of Arjuna. If Abhimanyu marries Uttara Kumari, then there will be relationship between Virata kingdom, Yadavas and the Pandavas. All of you got this? So Virata agrees with this and a message is sent to Krishna in Dwaraka, far away in Dwaraka. The Pandavas start staying in a place called Upaplavya, which was a subpart of Virata's kingdom. That is where the Pandavas start staying. And the message is sent to Krishna's kingdom. Krishna, Balarama, Subhadra, Abhimanyu, Satyaki, all of them come. Who is Satyaki? Can somebody tell? Yeah, who can tell who is Satyaki? Yes, Mahati.
He was a student of Arjuna.
Satyaki was a student of Arjuna. Who was Satyaki?
He was a
enemy of Krishna.
He was an enemy of Krishna.
Oh, not enemy, sir. Enemy.
What?
EVONY. Enemy of
Envoy. Okay,
Envoy.
okay. No. He was not an envoy also. How was he related to Krishna? If so, how was he?
Sir, he was like the right hand of Krishna.
Okay, he was like the right hand of Krishna. Fine. What was he actually? Okay, find out and tell. Find out and tell. After in tomorrow's class, please let us know who Satyaki was. Dhanyashri, do you want to tell?
Sir.
Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, all these people, Krishna, Balarama, Satyaki, who is Satyaki? All of you find out. Satyaki, Subhadra, Abhimanyu, all of them come from Dwaraka to Upaplavya, that is where the Pandavas were situated. A very grand wedding happens between Abhimanyu and Uttara Kumari. Okay, the two of them get married. Now, after this, Krishna has a discussion with the Pandavas. Krishna, Balarama, all of them have discussions with the Pandavas. So this is where the Udyoga Parva begins. Udyoga means any kind of activity. So this Udyoga Parva is the beginning of the preparation for the war. That is why it is called Udyoga Parva. See, all the Parvas are named based on the story which takes place there. Adi Parva is called that way because it has the stories of the ancestors of the Pandavas. Ancestors of the Pandavas, starting from Pratipa, Shantanu, Bhima, Bhishma, rather, Chitrangada, Vichitravirya, Pandu, Dhritarashtra, all these stories we saw, right? Connected with all these people. We saw stories. All that come in the Adi Parva. The second Parva was Sabha Parva. Why is it called the Sabha Parva? That is where the Rakshasa called Maya had created this thing called Maya Sabha, the palace of illusions. And it was in the Sabha of the Kauravas that the game of dice takes place. So the second one is Sabha Parva. The third one is Aranya Parva because the Pandavas are in the forest in Aranya. It is called Vana Parva or Aranya Parva because that is where the Pandavas are. The fourth one is called Virata Parva because Pandavas are in disguise in the Virata Parva. The fifth one is called Udyoga Parva because the Pandavas are preparing to take revenge on the Kauravas, right? So it's called the Udyoga Parva. This is where a lot of discussions happen. Sri Krishna was there, and Drupada was the father of Draupadi. Drupada also comes to Upaplavya. Drishtadyumna also comes. Drupada's son Drishtadyumna comes. And the 5 Upapandavas also come. Can somebody tell the name of the 5 Upapandavas born to Draupadi? Let us see how many of you remember. So only 2 people
Yudhishthira,
can.
Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadev.
They are the Pandavas. Who are the Upapandavas? Dhatri.
Nakula.
Prativindhya, Somasuta, Shrutasena, Shatanika, and Shrutakarna.
Okay, fantastic. So they were the children of the Pandavas who were the Upapandavas. Okay. Suppose we have not sent the names on the group. Mayank, after the class, please send those names, those 5 Upapandava names on the group. All of you, please remember, these were the 5 children who were born to Draupadi. These 5 children are called the Upapandavas. They were slightly older than Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was about 16 years of age. And the Upapandavas were slightly older than Abhimanyu. They were the 5 sons of the 5 Pandavas born to Draupadi. Okay, all of these people come. And Sri Krishna says the Pandavas have successfully completed 12 years of Vanavasa, 1 year of Ajñatavasa. It is now very important for Duryodhana to give back half of the kingdom of the Pandavas. Okay. But then Balarama says the Kauravas did no mistake. It was the Pandavas who were addicted to gambling. And that is how they lost the kingdom. Balarama says this. So then Krishna becomes very angry with Balarama. You can't say this. The Kauravas cheated in the game of dice. If it was a dharmic game of dice, then probably the Pandavas would have won. Yudhishthira is much better than Duryodhana in playing the game of dice. Shakuni cheated in the game. That is why Yudhishthira lost. If it was a dharmic game, then Yudhishthira would have won. So this is what Krishna says. And he says to Drupada, see Drupada, you are the oldest person among us. So you should go, you should kind of send a message to the Kauravas that let there be a peace treaty. There are 4 margas. There are 4 ways of relationships with an enemy kingdom. They are called Sama, Dana, Bheda, and Danda. All of you please remember this. It is called Upaya Chatushtaya. Upaya means a plan or an idea or a manner of dealing. Upaya Chatushtaya. This also after the class, Hamsa, please send it on the group, both in Devanagari and English. Upaya Chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means 4. Sama, Dana, Bheda, and Danda. Sama, Dana, Bheda, and Danda are the 4 upayas. Sama means a peaceful talk. So Krishna suggests that let there be a first peaceful talk between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So Drupada, you take the initiative. If the peaceful talk does not work, Dana refers to offering some money and winning over peace, or offering some provinces, some kind of a compromise. So that is Dana. Bheda is to divide the enemy. So many people have joined hands with Kauravas. Let us weaken the Kauravas by taking some people from their side onto our side. That is Bheda. Danda is where there is an absolute warfare. There is a battle between the two parties. Sama, Dana, Veda, and Danda. It is in this order that it has to be followed. So Sama Marga, let us try. So with that intention, Drupada senses Purohita to the kingdom of Duryodhana, that is Hastinapura, to the capital city. Purohita means a person who is the spiritual advisor of a kingdom. Spiritual advisor, as in he's a kind of a guru. So who were the Purohitas of Rama? Does anybody know? A difficult question. Let us see how many of you know. Who were the Purohitas of Sri Rama? Yes, Aditi, Shashank. Nidhi, Shashank, yes. Who are the Purohitas of Rama? Vasishta, yes. Then?
Vishwamitra.
No. Who else was the Purohita? There were 8 of them. Not Hanuman. Purohitas are like Rishis. They are like sages. They are like the spiritual advisors. Other than Vasishta, does anybody know at least one more name?
Is it Atri Muni?
No.
Atri Muni?
No. No, not Vishwamitra, not Atri. Vasishta is one of the right answers. No. No, none of them. Vamadeva, okay. Does anybody know a third name?
Jabali.
Jabali, okay, fine. Then
Shatananda.
Suman.
what?
Shatananda.
Shatananda was the Purohita of Rama. Okay,
Yes,
all of you lower your
Sumantra.
hands anyway.
Sumantra.
Anyway, all of you. No, Sumantra was not the Purohita. Yeah, lower your hands. Okay. So now time for Ramayana revision, I think, for the students here. Mayank and Hamsa, time to revise Ramayana. Gauri also. Everybody here. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Shatananda was the Purohita of Janaka. Sumantra was the charioteer and minister of Dasharatha. Vasishta, Vamadeva, Deva, Jabali, etc. were the Purohitas of Rama and Dasharatha. Every king used to have a Purohita. Okay, so the Purohita of Drupada goes on the behalf of Drupada. See, Purohita is like a sage. He's a very spiritual person he's a very peaceful person. So he goes on the behalf of Drupada to Duryodhana's kingdom, that is to Hastinapura, to ask for a peace treaty. In the meanwhile, Krishna goes back to Dwaraka to prepare his army for the battle. And Drupada also prepares army for the battle because he knew that Duryodhana will not agree for a peaceful agreement. Anyway, there will be a war. So Drupada knew this, the Pandavas knew this, Krishna knew this, so they get their armies ready. One day, when Krishna was sleeping in Dwaraka, Duryodhana goes to Dwaraka, he goes to Krishna's private chambers and he sees that Krishna is sleeping. So Duryodhana goes and sits on a very nice and very beautifully decked and luxurious, comfortable throne at the head of Krishna. At the same time, Arjuna also comes there and he stands very respectfully at the feet of Krishna. So both Duryodhana and Arjuna have come together. First Duryodhana comes and Arjuna comes later. Both of them come to Dwaraka. Duryodhana sits at the head of Krishna. Arjuna stands at the feet of Krishna. Just by this, don't you observe that Duryodhana is very arrogant and Arjuna is very humble? You see it, isn't it? Krishna wakes up and immediately first sees Arjuna and he asks Arjuna, what do you want? Duryodhana gets very angry. He says, I was the one to come here first and I am older to Arjuna, so you must give me the first chance. Duryodhana also says that Krishna, you are Arjuna's cousin, but you are my in-law. You know what had happened? Krishna's son, just remember this, a very important detail. Krishna's son, Samba, was married to Duryodhana's daughter, Lakshana Kumari. Okay, Krishna's son was married to Duryodhana's daughter. So I'll tell the story in brief. In the past, what had happened was Duryodhana had arranged a Swayamvara for his daughter Lakshana Kumari. For 12 years, when the Pandavas were away in the forest, Duryodhana had arranged a lavish Swayamvara for his daughter. Samba, who was the son of Krishna, had fallen in love with Lakshana Kumari. He had come to Swayamvara in a very drunken mood. He was very drunk when he came to Swayamvara. Lakshana Kumari refused him. But then, Samba, who was Krishna's son, he created a huge chaos. He started doing a lot of galate. A lot of mischief he tried to do. And he was put in jail by Duryodhana. Listen to this. Krishna's son, Samba, was put behind bars by Duryodhana for misbehavior in the Swayamvara. Krishna was very happy listening to this news. My son Samba is not listening to me. Let him be in my enemy's court. Let him be in the jail in my enemy's kingdom. So Krishna was very happy. But then Balarama became very annoyed. What is this, Krishna? Your own son is in captivity. How will you tolerate this? Duryodhana is my student. How is Duryodhana Balarama's student? Balarama is the one who had taught Gada Yuddha to both Bhima and Duryodhana. Duryodhana is my student putting my nephew behind bars. That is not agreeable. So what Balarama does is that he goes to the banks of river Ganga. There was a dam which was built on the banks of river Ganga, on the river Ganga. He opens the dam, water flows from the river Ganga and the entire Hastinapura starts floating in water. So there was a flood in Hastinapura. Okay, now Duryodhana becomes very scared. He asks Balarama for excuse and he says that I'll give my daughter Lakshana Kumari in marriage to your nephew Samba. That is how Lakshana Kumari and Samba get married to each other. All of you got this, followed. Don't you now see that Krishna is related to Duryodhana also and also to Arjuna? How is he related to Duryodhana, Parjanya?
Sir,
Where did he vanish? Yes, Ahiri.
He was the in-law of Duryodhana.
Yes. How is he related to Arjuna?
His son was married to Duryodhana's daughter Lakshana.
Yeah, exactly. That is how he is related to Duryodhana. How is he related to Arjuna? Cousin, right? They are cousins, like we had seen. Vasudeva and Kunti were own siblings. Okay, all of you, please keep these relations in mind. We have got only 3 more days of the Mahabharata class. We'll be referring to these characters again and again. All of you should still tell me who is Satyaki. Anyway, we'll conclude the class soon. So, at the same time, Duryodhana has come and Arjuna has come. Krishna was sleeping. Krishna wakes up and sees that Arjuna is standing at his feet. Duryodhana is sitting at his head. He first gives the chance to Arjuna to ask, you are the younger one, what do you want? You can either choose one Akshohini of my army. I have one Akshohini of army. What is an Akshohini? Gauri, please send it on the group after the class. An Akshohini is a measure of an army. It has got a certain number of chariots, a certain number of horses, a certain number of infantry, a certain number of elephants. So all of these together make an Akshohini. So one Akshohini of army I can give, or I can come myself to support you. So Krishna also says that I have pledged that I won't hold weapons in the war. Okay, Arjuna chooses Krishna on his side and Duryodhana chooses one Akshohini army on his side. So Duryodhana gets one huge army of Krishna. Arjuna gets just Krishna. Is this a good decision? Okay, so one of you answer is, was this a good... See, just one person with a huge army. Is that a good thing? Yes, Adya, Santosh, Sharanya, Pavani.
Yes.
Why is that a good decision?
It is like fair because
Sir?
we have a bigger army, but then Arjuna, I think Krishna is capable.
Because Krishna has power of the whole army.
Fine, very good. But Krishna is not going to fight the war. He's not going to hold weapons at all. So what do you think, Pavani?
Sir, Paramatma is like he will
Sir,
support us in every conflict.
Fantastic, Pavani. So Pavani said, Paramatma himself, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is Yogeshwara, is Paramatma, Yogeshwara, Yogeshwara, is Paramatma himself. So God himself is on Pandava's side. And the Kauravas have got greater numbers. For the older people here, the Kauravas are after quantity only. But the Pandavas are after quality. Greatest quality that you can get is in Shri Krishna. And Duryodhana chose the greatest quantity. Okay, then Arjuna requests Krishna to be his charioteer, to be his Sarathi.
Sir,
He says,
sir,
Krishna, this was my long-term dream to have you as the charioteer. Krishna also agrees. And with that, we'll conclude today's session. All of you, please go through the entire Udyoga Parva, Bhishma Parva, and Drona Parva by tomorrow. Also, you are supposed to figure out who is Satiki and tell me tomorrow. I'll take only 2 questions. If anybody has a question, please ask me connected with today.
sir, I have an observation.
Yes, what is it, Datri?
So, you asked a question, no, what advantage Arjuna had choosing Krishna? No, but like in the Pandava army, most of the decisions and the strategies were made by Krishna.
Fantastic. Yes, yes. Right. So therefore, it was very wise to have Krishna on their side. Yes, Namit.
Sir, I wanted to say who Satyaki was.
Yeah. Can you tell?
Sir, he was Krishna's cousin.
Yeah, very good. How was he related to Krishna? Whose son was he? Just find out and tell. Yes, Vivan.
sir, when the Pandavas were in Ajnatavasa, how would the Kauravas figure out who they are? Like, even if they confronted them, how exactly would they know that they're the Pandavas? Like, what's the distinct proof? They can
Yeah. Very good question. There wouldn't have been any distinct proof. Just by hearing the bow sound of Arjuna, the Kauravas guessed that it could be Pandavas. A second way of discovering would be to send spies to all the different kingdoms and figure out if the Pandavas are hiding in any of the Brahmana houses or if they are hiding in any of the king's houses, to send spies and discover. See, for example, one could discover who is Bhima just by his size, just by his power. Arjuna could be discovered just by his skills at archery. See, that is why Bhima, Arjuna, all of them had hidden their skills also. Don't you observe that in the Virata Parva? Bhima never showed off his strength at Gada Yuddha, nor did he show off his strength in wrestling. Arjuna did not show off his strength in archery, right? He had just become a dance teacher. So all of them had hidden their skills. They had hidden their physical identity also. If their skills get revealed, their identity would also get revealed. Yes, Dhatri. Okay, I can take a couple of more questions.
Sir,
What are those rockets, others?
Sir,
Yes.
is it Krishna's fault that the Kurukshetra started?
How do you think it is Krishna's fault?
No, we heard that it is. So is it?
It's not. It's not. Please don't believe stories which you have heard. Please
Ma'am,
read from an authentic source. Do you read Kannada?
sir,
Please
we
go.
we're
Wait.
going to another
Just a moment.
class. There they told
Oh,
us.
okay. What class told you that it is Krishna's fault?
We go for a drama class and then we are doing the scene over there. So Padma Yuha Chakravyuha.
Oh my God. This is a very, very, very bad misinterpretation of Mahabharata. Whoever says that Krishna is responsible for the Kurukshetra war, they're absolutely mistaken. Whoever is directing your drama, Datri and Ritu, ask them if they can read Kannada, let them read Vachana Bharata. If they can read Sanskrit, let them read the original Mahabharata. If they can read English, ask them to read this essential Mahabharata. Still, if they have that doubt, or you give that person's phone number. I want to talk to this person. Teaching all these wrong stuff to children, especially, very, very sad. Please message me after the class. I'm shocked to hear this. Your parents should stop sending you to such courses where they hold Krishna at fault for the Kurukshetra war. Krishna tried his best to stop the war. Both of you read the Udyoga Parva before tomorrow. Read Bhishma Parva before tomorrow and tell your teacher, tell your drama teacher, the kind of wise moves that Krishna made, the kind of moves Krishna made to avoid the war as much as he could. Right? It's very, very bad. It is the greed of Duryodhana, Dushasana, Karna, and Shukuni, which led to the Kurukshetra war. Krishna was no way responsible. He was the most dharmic person ever. Okay? If any of your teachers, all the children here, all the older people here are holding Krishna responsible for any of these evil deeds, please give them in proper manner. Definitely, Krishna is not responsible for any of those evil deeds. Yes, Adarsh?
Yes, sir. Can I see the composition of the?
No, that we will send later on. Yes, Akash?
Sir, in the essential Mahabharata, it's written that Bhima would entertain guests in Virata's kingdom by wrestling with elephants.
Fantastic observation. Very good observation. He would wrestle with elephants, tigers, etc. So, what were you trying to point out, Akash? That his identity could be revealed that way.
Yes, sir.
But fortunately, nobody recognized that. Fortunately, nobody came and there was no spy who could check that. And probably there were also other capable people who could fight tigers, elephants, etc. So they thought he is just another capable wrestler. They did not realize that it was Bhima. I'm so glad that you have. It is only one sentence in the essential Mahabharata, and Akash has so thoroughly read it. Yes, Vidushi.
Sir, I have a question. Why did Sairandri, when King Virata threw the dice at Kankabhatta's face and blood started coming from his face, forehead and nose, why did Sairandri collect it in a golden
Okay,
cup
will
or
you find
bowl?
out and tell me? There's a sub story connected with this. Yes. Ira?
Yeah, I have two questions. First,
Okay, we'll
is it
stop with
true?
these questions. We'll stop with these questions. I'll request the person who does the concluding prayer to be ready. Yes. Yes, what is
Yeah.
it?
So, is it true that Krishna stopped the Narayanastra in the middle of the Kurukshetra war?
We'll discuss that in the future. Yeah, then what else is your question?
And like in the Amar Chitrakatha, they say that spies of Duryodhana were all around the kingdom and they overheard Bhima talking to Yudhishthira and all of that. And that's why Duryodhana waged war against the Virata kingdom. And when Arjuna comes out, they'll say you have to go back to another 12 years of exile.
Yes.
That's when Dronacharya says that no, when they've come out and when you realize it was them, it had already ended. The 13 years had ended long back. No,
Yes,
Bhishmacharya,
perfect.
sorry.
Yeah, perfect. What you said is right. Yeah, Bhishma confirms that the 13 years are over and the spies had been sent and the Duryodhana and others were also suspicious that the Pandavas were hiding there. So it served two purposes, attacking Virata's kingdom. Firstly, if the Pandavas were not there, it would be a nice deed to capture Virata's kingdom. If the Pandavas were there, their identity would be revealed. Okay. Yeah, very good, Daira. I'm glad that both of you are following very well. Okay, let's conclude. Who will do the concluding prayer? Who has volunteered? Yes, Sharanya. Please pay attention to the Mahaprana, Sharanya.
रत्नोदारचतुस्समुद्ररचनां भुक्त्वा भुवं कौरवो भग्नोरुः पतितः स निष्परिजनो जीवन् मृकर्भक्षितः गोपर्विश्वजयी जितः स विजयः कक्षे क्षिता वृष्णयः तस्मात् सर्वमिदं विचार्य सुचिरं शान्त्यै मनो